Welcome to this online training resource module on the lawful bases for processing data from Muckle LLP. To get started, we'll run through a few of the definitions that we'll be using. These are consent, data controller, data subject, personal data, processing, and special category data. So firstly, consent of the data subject means any freely given, specific, informed and unambiguous indication of the data subject's wishes by which he or she, by a statement or by clear affirmative action, signifies agreement to the processing of personal data relating to him or her. Data controller means the natural or legal person, public authority, agency or other body which, alone or jointly with others, determines the purposes and means of the processing of personal data. Data subject means an identified or identifiable natural person. And personal data means any information relating to an identified or identifiable natural person. Processing means any operation or set of operations which is performed on personal data or on sets of personal data, whether or not by automated means. And finally, special category data means data which reveals racial or ethnic origin, political opinions, religious or philosophical beliefs, or trade union membership, and the processing of genetic data, biometric data for the purpose of uniquely identifying a natural person, data concerning health, or data concerning a natural person's sex life or sexual orientation shall be prohibited. Data controllers need to ensure that they have a legal basis for processing all personal data in their possession. There are different legal bases for personal and special category data. So conditions for processing personal data are consent of the data subject, the performance of a contract with the data subject or to take steps to enter into a contract, compliance with a legal obligation, to protect the vital interests of a data subject or another person, the performance of a task carried out in the public interest or in the exercise of official authority vested in the data controller, or the purposes of legitimate interests pursued by the data controller or a third party, except where such interests are overridden by the interests, rights or freedoms of the data subject. Conditions for special category data are explicit consent of the data subject, where processing is necessary for carrying out obligations under employment, social security or social protection law or a collective agreement, where processing is necessary to protect the vital interests of a data subject or another individual, where the data subject is physically or legally incapable of giving consent, where processing is carried out by a not-for-profit body with a political, philosophical, religious or trade union aim, providing the processing relates only to members or former members or those who have regular contact with it in connection with those purposes, and provided there is no disclosure to a third party without consent. Processing relates to personal data manifestly made public by the data subject. And some further conditions for special category data, where processing is necessary for the establishment, exercise or defence of legal claims, or where courts are acting in their judicial capacity, where processing is necessary for reasons of substantial public interest on the basis of union or member state law, which is proportionate to the aim pursued and which contains appropriate safeguards, where processing is necessary for the purposes of preventative or occupational medicine, for assessing the working capacity of the employee, medical diagnosis, the provision of health or social care, or treatment or management of health or social care systems and services on the basis of union or member state law or a contract with a health professional. And the final conditions for special category data, where processing is necessary for reasons of public interest in the area of public health, such as protecting against serious cross-border threats to health or ensuring high standards of healthcare and of medicinal products or medical devices, or processing is necessary for archiving purposes in the public interest or scientific and historical research purposes or statistical purposes in accordance with Article 89, Section 1. We hope you found this module on the lawful basis for processing data useful. If you have any questions, would like to know more, or are interested in our other modules, please get in touch with me or a member of our team.